ML Nation, this is Simon Chan, and I'm fired up to bring our special guest today, Danelle Delgado. Hey, Danelle, are you ready to make it happen?
I am so ready. I've been excited for this for a month.
Danelle Delgado began her entrepreneurial journey when she was forced to make a change because she had to raise three small children as a single mom. She went from working three jobs and 80 to 90 hours a week to becoming a network marketing leader. Today, Danelle is a full-time trainer, speaker, and best-selling author of the book, I Choose Joy. I'm also very excited to be able to speak on the same stage with Danelle at the Top Summit event in Naples, Florida on February 2nd and February 5th, 2020. Hoping to see all of you there. But anyway, Danelle, I've given the MLM Nation a brief background, but you have an amazing story. How did you take us back to the day when you were working three jobs, and how did you know about network marketing?
Very good. So, I think I'm the typical human where everything's going on great and you have this great plan for life and then life happens. And it was turned upside down. So I had three tiny kids. My twins were two. My oldest was three. And I ended up getting a divorce, which I had never planned on in my life. And so immediately I went from teacher, youth pastor, stay-at-home mom to now needing to provide for three kids. And so I took on all these jobs just to go, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? Nothing I have done before in my past can provide for three children. And so my brother-in-law actually called me, hunted me. I was your typical no-show. I no-showed him like three times in a row. Yeah, I'll be there. I heard he was doing this thing. And he finally drove about an hour, hour and a half up to my house, held a phone to my head so I could listen to a presentation. And I was like, well, that makes sense. I know a ton of people. This will be easy. That was my first thought, right? I can totally do this. I will be a rock star. Makes sense. Pay your bills, get a percentage. Absolutely got it. Like, I was like, you don't even have to be smart to do this, right? And then I got started and, I learned that it was not as easy as I had once thought. But literally, to all I've created, it's one of the best decisions I ever made to get started with him.
So what were the challenges you faced? You said that it wasn't easy. Take us back. How was the first couple of weeks like?
First couple weeks, I did the typical don't really tell people what you're doing, just get them all over to your home and it's almost like it's a barbecue. And then all of my friends hated me. They were like, what are you doing? This is a joke. I'm pretty sure it's illegal. How dare you invite us over to this? Like people were very opinionated because I didn't do it correctly, right? I wasn't really trained. I was just ignorance on fire, as they say. And it turned out I was a really horrible salesperson. I was a really horrible, being direct, talking to people about what they loved because honestly, I wasn't comfortable about having a dream. I'd never thought that way. So, in order to be a leader in network marketing, you have to understand what you want, be willing to fight for it, and be able to dig with people who want to discover what they want. And I was so uncomfortable in this area because I was raised in this place, be grateful for what you have. Don't you dare want more than you deserve, and all these kinds of things. So it was a battle of my mind to be able to really get passionate about something that would make people be drawn to me. So it was like, take this human who never speaks and make them speak to everyone, right? So it was horrible. I think my face was red for 2 months, just embarrassed to talk to people. I had no idea what I was doing. But it got to a point where I was working so many jobs, I had to do something else for money, just point blank, right? So I decided, I'm either going to be horrible and not make this happen. I went to one live event, everybody's excited. They put the winners up on stage. And there was a ton of men on the stage talking, sharing their stories. And then there was this one older woman who got up on stage and her story was my story. Her story was my story. She was not eloquent of speech. She was not a standout performer. She was a mom who simply had to start over. And she was making millions of dollars. And I sat there in a sea of 20,000 people and I said, I can learn how to do this. I don't know how, but I can learn how to do it. So that's really when I got serious. I literally took everything I had to go to one event because they told me I had to, right? If you really want to do this, you have to do this. So I used everything I had. I literally at that point had just gotten my own apartment. I had some friends rent an apartment for me. I had 30 days to figure out how to work enough to be able to get furniture, food, I mean, it was rough. It was a bad spot. So when I came back from this event, I had like $67 in my account. I went to Walmart and I bought a tent. I put a tent up in the living room and I thought, if my kids could see us playing, they wouldn't recognize that I didn't have furniture. They wouldn't recognize that we were in a mess, right? We were just going to play. We were going to wrestle. We were going to camp in the living room like a cool family. And that is when I begin to change. It's where I started to know that people really are making it in this world. People are making incredible money. My dog, can you hear that, Simon?
It's good. There's no worries. I got doggy.
Okay. All right. I'm going to let him in so it's quiet while I'm walking. But it's really where I learned. I went to this event and I saw hundreds of people making it, right? They were winning. They were making thousands and thousands of dollars. Those who weren't millionaires were making enough to pay their bills. And so when I came back, I was sitting in the tent. I literally remember it like it was yesterday. I called my mentor, who was one of the top earners in the company. I was really blessed to have some great mentorship. And he had a really big heart-to-heart with me and was like, Danelle, you're really horrible at this. Like, you're really bad. I know you're a dreamer. I know you want to do this, but there's no way you can do it with what you know right now. Like, you're going to have to train. You're going to have to get good. And until then, I need you to go get a better job. So he pretty much was telling me to quit. Like, it's not going to work for you right now. Your kids aren't going to be fed. And it made me mad, but in a good way. He was caring for me. So I sat there that night and I said, okay, I have 30 days. It was December. I had no money for Christmas, nothing. It was like, as a mom, that's your worst nightmare, right? Like, you can't provide for them. You can't do one thing for them. So I sat down. I wrote a list of every single person that I knew in sales. Every person, be it auto industry, insurance, financial services, whatever it was. I called every single person super late at night. I said, can I listen into your sales calls all week? Can I come sit in and watch you do your meetings? And I went through every person that I know. And then I went to every meeting of the company I was with at that time, meetings that were happening around town. And I watched everyone and I learned and I started writing notes. In those next 30 days, I went and did 66 meetings. I still have the day timer to remember the pain. Right? I went and did 66 meetings with hundreds and hundreds of people. Some of them had 20 people there, some had 10, some had 1, but 66 meetings that month of December. And I signed 0 people, no customers, no business partners. I officially was the worst human in all of network marketing. I couldn't even get a flat tire friend to get started. So I kept studying. I learned how to do it wrong so poorly that month, right? I'll tell you, most people would have quit that month. December, let your kids down, sign no one. My mentor's like, Danelle, you gave it all you got. It's okay. Like, let's help you do something else. I got so fired up and so focused that I rewrote everything. I started writing scripts. I started writing conversations. I started taking everything I knew about people and about why they were unhappy. I watched all these videos on YouTube, and the number one thing people wanted was to be happy. And I was like, people aren't happy. People are not happy anywhere. They're not making enough money. They're not doing any of these things. I'm like, I'm going to do this. So that next month, I signed over 140 people by myself, became one of the, obviously I was a top earner that week or that month. I made $15,000 that month, and that is when I began and took my life back. You know, it took a 30-day turnaround after probably 3 or 4 months of being really bad at something, where I learned how to apply myself, and I left the sales part of it, and I went straight to the core of network marketing. Was this array of humans who knew there was more to life, who wanted to earn more for their families, who wanted to give more, who were committed to reading and learning. And it was the most beautiful thing I had ever seen, people who loved and encouraged. And that was, really the beginning of my 5 years and 3 companies of building in network marketing.
What do you think was the change? You went from like 0 for 66 to 140 people. Like, it's basically from nothing to being really pathetic, that your upline basically told you to quit. You're so pathetic to being a superstar. Was it just the numbers game, or was it just like a part of the learning curve? You had to, like, learning how to ride a bike, you just had to do it. What was it that turned it around?
I really think, I'll be honest, I think it was both. It's a numbers game, but it's a people business. And I had to understand that there were so many people in this world who maybe weren't as broke as I was at the time, but they were as broken and aching for something more. And I wasn't signing them up to be a product of the product, right? I wasn't just signing them up because they'd have better skincare, better TV, better, any of those products, more energy. It was that, but it was a team of humans that was going to run with them and help them create a better life. It was that dream I wasn't going to let die. It was that I was going to run with people because they'd never had anybody run with them before. And it was a teammate for everyone that I met. I'm like, if there's more, I want you to run with me on this. And they started to believe. It was almost like I was Peter Pan of network marketing. I was like, don't forget what made you you and what you really want to create. It's ridiculous to think that we can't create it. People are doing it every single day. So I think I really, I found hope myself in it, and I reinstilled that in a lot of people. They had work ethics, and we applied it to both. And that was the change for me. It became about something way more than a product. It became about creating a team of people who were not just hopeful, but who were going to work together and create it.
Now, you've been a full-time coach for a couple of years now. So can you coach people through the mindset and the self-talk? So you went 0 for 66. Most people even go for 66, maybe 0 for 10, and they're like, no one, right? What was your self-talk that kept you in there? I mean, you could have gotten a 4th job or something else, but why stay with network marketing? What were you saying to yourself?
Right. I think a couple of things. I think it was self-respect. I don't like losing. I was always really competitive. I was raised as an athlete. So if somebody's doing it, it's just something you have to adjust and that you don't know or are doing wrong, right? So for me, I went out and talked to the best mentors in every single company, right? They fixed my mindset. I started listening to people who had done it and who wanted the best for me rather than the people who I had currently been surrounded by, right? I think we have to realize that our environments create so much of our either success or lack of success, that I was, in the middle of divorce, people choose sides, right? It was the perfect storm of people sorting themselves out of my life and mentors who were used to making money and building business coming in. I got started in business in 2009, right after the crash. I literally was so unsuccessful, I didn't even know there was a crash. I was like, why are all these successful real estate agents and mortgage brokers and business owners coming to work with me in network marketing? This must be amazing. But what I didn't know is they had lost everything they had, so they were coming over in that situation. So when most people would have run away from business, I got started. And I believe that mindset that switched was, one, I had no other choice. I had no more hours in the day to take on another job. I had to create something on the side that I could do when my kids were sleeping, right? And so it was an option. I had to provide for them, or, what was I going to do? So number one, I surrounded myself with legends Number two, I had to do it and I realized that. So I didn't take time to complain or wonder or doubt. The situation and circumstance eliminated any of those silly mental emotions that happen to most people who are embarrassed or who don't have to create something extra, right? If they're comfortable, they don't have any of those urgency messages. I did. And I really think it was a perfect storm to help me create everything I wanted, right? The mind works in a unique way. Every thought comes in the back of your brain. First it's felt, then it's facted. And if we can get people to go to the facts faster than the feelings, they usually win a whole lot faster. So all I did was take all the new people who came in and help them win just as fast as I did. I focused on their first 10 to 20 days. And if they could win, they went right to the facts of, I can do this. And they started running faster instead of, oh my gosh, I'm failing miserably. I'm not going to do this. So winning creates winning.
One of the things you help people with is planning, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the typical network marketer. They're probably not planning because they don't teach you that in school.
Right.
They don't teach you in business. And planning for your business is very different from just planning to get to go to work. Can you talk a little bit about that? Some of the mistakes to avoid and what to do?
Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of people, when you get started in network marketing, they just say, make a list. Go for it, right? They throw a lot of stuff at the wall. They see what sticks. They're like, here, just spam it all over your social media, right? And see who's interested. Well, then you just spammed all of your friends and people who, if you would have had a conversation with them, they would have had a conversation with you, but now they're going to run from you because they know you just want to sell them something, right? Like, so I believe the plan includes starting at the end and reverse engineering it for people. Okay, what do you really want to do? There's three kinds of people who build network marketing. When I talk to every single person, I had to know there's people who want supplemental income. They want several $100 a month. They just want to pay some bills. There's people who want replacement income. They want several thousand. Then there's people who want freedom income. Each type of human needs to plan differently, right? I could take a freedom income person and say, okay, what do you want to create? How much do you want to make? Okay, let's line out exactly how we make that happen. For the replacement and the supplemental person, I go, great, let's get you a comma check. Let me lay out exactly how you make your first $1,000, right? And they would be excited for that. If you do that to a freedom person, they're like, I don't need to make $1,000. I don't care what you're talking about, right? And they'll quit. So you have to plan according to result, right? You have to say, okay, right? If I was talking to a freedom person, I'd say, listen, I need you, like I have an exact plan that I use, so I can just share it if that's okay,
yeah, sure.
right?
That'd be awesome.
If you're a freedom person, I need you to make a list of 251 names and phone numbers. 251. For some reason, every time I built a company with that, it always works. So that became my number. And that's what I helped other people duplicate. Okay, the last company that I built, I did about 140,000 in volume in 45 days, and I built 13 cars, right? Got 13 people into their car bonus. I did really, really well. And so, I'm not a rocket scientist, but that's average. So I go, listen, everybody's making a list, 251 names and number. If it's Subway guy who has a great personality, Subway guy is on there. Okay. So, and I'd help them have a line of attack of exactly how many people to talk to, week by week. But then if it was a supplemental person or a replacement income person, I'd say, listen, let's take a look at your top 30 people, right? Those people who have influence, parents, teachers, coaches, people who have large audiences who extra could help, right? Teachers don't have retirement plans. Pastors don't make a lot of money, but they're in care of a lot of people and they'll do well with the information given. So I give them a little bit of a shortcut of, listen, this is who likes it, this who doesn't. What happens is most people with no plan, you know what they do? They call all their broke friends who need money, who have no positive mindset, and they get upset when they say no to them. They have no idea about success. They have no idea about anything. And what I tell people is I go, listen, just rate yourself. If you want to start with a plan, understand that you are a 5. Okay, you're a level 5. Now I know you're probably a 10. If you're listening, you're a 10. Okay, but you're a 5. I'm a 5. Everybody's a 5. We have a 4 who looks up to us, a 3 who looks up to them, a 2, 1, right? We also have a 6 we look up to, a 7 we look up to. Do you want your business to look like the downward curve or the upward curve? So if you're talking to people about business, you want to talk to business-minded people. The faster you want to go, you'll talk to the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10s. The slower you want to go, the more challenge emotionally that you want to have, you can talk to the 4, 3, 2, 1. Both need the business. Both will come with you. It just determines the speed that you want, right? So I tried to give people that kind of thing. It's just the same as business. I teach people how to build $1 million businesses online now, both in the network marketing world and in the traditional business world, because the world is online, right? All the outlook, everything we want, the opportunity is ours, but we have to care for people just like we did when network marketing was living room to living room, belly to belly, working on that cause. People want to know who you are and what you're doing. So the whole thing is strategic. Everything I do is on purpose, from posting a picture that makes people laugh and pay attention to me, to posting a picture about income and making them question what they're doing and if they're on the right path. And so I think people just get in a hurry, and when they get in a hurry, they burn bridges. If they build their business like the multi-million-dollar business that it is, they'd make a lot more money faster.
I like that. It's so true. When you're in a hurry, you burn bridges
Mm-hmm.
because you're not thinking. And I want to add something. You talked about, most people call the book friends. I like what you said. If you talk to the 432s, you're going to be draining yourself emotionally. And I think most network marketers, they go for the people who need the business but not want the business.
Right.
So everyone, it's the ones who want it that are successful. Like if you go to the, if you go, who shops at Whole Foods? Not the ones who need to be healthy. It's the ones who want to be healthy, right? If you go to any gym, who's at the gym? Not the ones who really need to be fit. It's the ones who want to be fit.
Right. Now, that's a good point, because you've got all these whale type blue personalities, right, who just want to save the world. And I'm like, great, you want to save the world, but first you have to become an asset. So you build a successful business, then you can help the 4, 3, 2, 1s, right? If you start with the 4, 3, 2, 1s, they're not going to attract the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10s. And I'll tell you, the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10s love business more than the 4, 3, 2, 1s.
Definitely.
Right?
I think and that was your turning point, because the 4, 3, 2, 1s, if you listen to them, they drain you. They become negative, like your friends were negative. But you hung out like all the salespeople, the mentors. They were the 7, 8, 9, 10s that lifted you up. Because when you hang out with the people who are lower, you don't lift them up. You end up going down to their level.
Right. I mean, and look at this. If you really want to build a business, okay, I am grateful every single time. Sometimes people give me a hard time for coming from the network marketing world. And I'm like, it's why I outpace everyone in the business world, because I know how to work. I know how to do the magic. Like everything that it taught me, I could take to anything I ever want to do in my future. But remember this, okay? People do business with those who increase their odds of winning. Okay? So you have to go out there and win like crazy for you. Everything's positive. Everything's on the upscale. And then the 4, 3, 2, 1, the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, they all want to come with you. Right? Focus on becoming an asset that people want to do business with, both personally and professionally. And the more you show that on the forefront, you let people get to know you like that online and off, right? The more people are going to want to do business with you. Like people forget, like be a part of your community, give back, volunteer, do those things, share them online, get to know so many people who just love who you are. You can build a business as fast as you want.
Great advice there. Really good. Let's talk a little bit about your book. Okay.
Yes.
I Choose Joy. What is that about? What motivated you to write that? And without giving it away, what is it about?
Yeah, absolutely. I Choose Joy. As I was working with people in network marketing and in business, they kept coming to me with the same problems, same thing over and over. This is hard. Oh my gosh, is it ever going to work? Doubt, fears, struggles, not knowing numbers. And I go, I got to make this simple. What were the 3 things I did every single day that created a pattern of abundance and success and positivity that broke all of my bad habits? Right? All of us have bad habits that have kept us where we are. But I wanted to quit dealing with those kind of people who were down and out, frustrated. They still use that word all the time. I'm just struggling. It's so hard. I'm like, it's not hard. You're not struggling. If I were paying you $1 million for doing what you're doing right now, you'd be happy, not tired. You're not tired. You're just underpaid. So let's get this squared away. Okay? We are our patterns. So I Choose Joy came out of all of the challenges that I had. What most people don't know is, yes, I got divorced. I had 3 tiny kids on my own. I made it out alive. I survived that. One company that I built crashed and burned, and I had all this income coming in, and it completely went away. Found out I had cancer. So I got like kicked in the teeth over and over and over again. And when I wanted to like cuss at the world and just lose my stuff, this pattern just kept coming back. I choose joy. I'm going to choose joy. It's going to be great, right? And it was a decision that came out of one habit that I practiced every single day, which was gratitude, writing down 10 things that I was grateful for every single day. The day I found out I had cancer, a friend took me to Barnes & Noble, gave me a journal, wrote in there, write down 10 things you're grateful for every single day. And I was like, well, you're not one. I hate you. This is not a good day. I'm very sad and upset, right? But it became this pattern. So the book started from there, and it started with helping people just write down 10 things they're grateful for every single day. And then it had them work on the plan, which is 3 goals, 2 short-term, 1 long-term, and it shows the pattern of how I do it every single day. And then 30 minutes to 1 hour of personal development. I give them my list of books that I think they should be reading. I do it all the time online as well. And they have to pull one piece from that 30 minutes to 1 hour of reading every single day and write down something from it that they're going to implement immediately. And this is a 365-day journal. It's a big book. There's 90-day checkpoints, which is how I break up my goals. And it shows them if you can practice gratitude, growth, and goals every single day for 365 days, your financial return, your personal return, completely turn my life around. So if I can help people fix that pattern, then I can show them how to make millions of dollars.
Awesome. MLM Nation, it's definitely check it out. I Choose Joy. We'll put the link in the show notes page. Just go to MLMNation.com, click on podcast, and go to Danelle's show notes page, and the link will be there. Go get her book. Couple other quick questions. This is actually my favorite one. Okay.
Awesome.
In your network marketing journey, what was your worst moment in network marketing to the point that you maybe had doubts that you really wanted to do this and you wanted to quit, but you did it, and that's why you are where you are today?
Right. I think the moment where I looked at how hard I was working. I was creating income. Everything was where it should be, right? And I started having a hard time. Okay, when you do this business, you have to understand it's a people business. So my favorite thing about the industry was the people. The hardest thing about the industry was the people, right? People judged. I compared myself with, why is this person winning so much and I have to work so hard? Why is this person who seems like kind of a jerk with? And I started playing this comparison game. And it was that point when I had decided to switch companies, which, people think about that all the time. I'm not going to say one thing about that or the other. I made the exact same amount of money in all 3 companies, all different comp plans. So I'm just going to say that, okay? Well, I was just naive at the fact. But when I did that, and I lost so many friends, but I had to make decisions that were right for my family, and I did that, I hurt that I had hurt people, that I couldn't help everybody win. Right? That I couldn't make people choose to read and choose to grow and choose to come with me. Some did, some wouldn't. That was really hard for me. And I was like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. I don't want to watch my friends fail. I don't want to see people quit on themselves. I want to, that kind of thing. And it was a turning point for me to where I decided, you know what? I can either help some or I can help none. And it was like, you know what? I'm going to do everything I can to leave as many people as I can better than I found them, to matter to as many people as possible. And I had to get to that realization that I was different than anybody else. I couldn't compare myself. I had to run as fast as I can, help as many as I could, and at least know that I was working hard, that I was having fun, and I was making a difference. This is what I tell my kids even every single day. Work hard, have fun, make a difference. And if you're doing those things, you won't ever quit on yourself because other people are counting you. And there's one lesson that I learned, okay? So there's highs, there's lows in every business around the world. Network marketing, entrepreneurship, it allows you to do more in life than anything else ever could. Any job will ever let you. But this was the turning point, and it was the day that I said, cancer, people who hurt me, like all these kinds of things happen every day for everyone, but I was starting to let it all weigh on me and go, just give it up, just go get a job, right? And the statement I say over and over to myself, which has changed everything I've ever done, is it's not about me, it's about who loses if I don't win. I am meant to share the message with people. I am meant to make a difference in people. I am meant to go out there and learn the skills until I get better, earn the money so I can give. And I'll tell you, giving back in this world more than I ever used to make or ever had the potential to, every single time I'm like, when I want to quit, I go, who loses if I don't win? Some mom out there who's a single mom needs me to show her how I did it, right? Some cancer survivor needs me to show them that it's possible. Some divorced family needs me to show them what they can do and not lose hope. And so every single one of you out there, you've been introduced to this for a reason. I need you to remember, you wake up different. You say, who's the lucky one to run into me today? Nobody's losing because I'm going to go win.
That is so inspiring.
So are you. Losing. You are crushing this life, and it's awesome to be here with you.
Very inspiring. Yes, it's about, that's one of the things I love about this profession is it allows us to give back more and fulfill unlimited potential. Emerald Nation, you're listening to this. I say that you have born unlimited potential. And it's not about you. It's about having a positive impact. If you quit, then who's going to lose out? And I love what you said, Dan, is that you can help some or help none.
Right.
Not everyone is going to do it, but at least you're going to help some people.
That's right.
It's very, very good.
That's right.
How important, shifting gears a little bit, because I know a lot of people want to be successful. How important is consistency to success?
Everything. 100%. Right? Let me just tell you this, right? You've heard it over in time. You've probably seen a million memes that says what you do every day is more important than, how does it go? Let's see. How you do one thing is how you do everything. Right? What you do today and every day is more important than what you do every once in a while. It's the truth. Here's why. Okay. Consistency shows people that they can trust you. That's it. Who can be counted on every single day, right? There's not a day that I miss through cancer, through divorce, through highs, through lows, through winning in business, through losing in business. People have to know that through thick and thin, they can count on you. There's, you have to pace yourself. If you can't show up for you, you'll never be able to show up for them. So just know, every day, this is something that my grandpa used to wake me up on, right? He was the realist. My grandma was like, wake up today. You're the lucky one that it gets to be today. It's the first day of the rest of your life. She was like that. My grandpa was like, get up, kid. Not everybody made it today. You better get after it. And he would make me look at this world in a way that says, today it gets to be me. Today it gets to be me making a difference. And every time you open your eyes, you think about those people who didn't, and you understand you're going to deliver today. Like if you could make one statement to yourself, right? Who's the lucky one that gets to run into me today, and it gets to be me to make it happen. That's it.
Awesome. I love that. And kind of what you said before, choose joy. Because happiness is not a destination. It's not when you hit the rank advancement or whatever, or pin level. It's you decide to make it. It's a decision. And
it's a choice. Yeah.
Get up, be consistent, and choose joy.
Yep, that's right. That's what it's all about. And that's it. That's how I have fun in the highs and the lows and, the laughters when I want to flip someone off instead. I'm like, I choose joy. I am doing this. I am grateful for this. And it's an entire mindset and perspective shift, right? Life gets to be us and we need to attack it that way. And you'll have way more fun building a business that is challenging, but will grow every single thing in you to make you successful for the rest of your life. Man, it should be joy every day.
Definitely. Hey, you've been awesome, Danelle. As we wrap up the show, some quick questions to pick your brain. These are going to be like one-liners.
Okay.
First one is, what is one of your favorite success quotes that motivates you?
Who loses if you don't win is the number one motivator. I know we said that. For sure. That takes the cake. It just redirects me every single day.
What is one habit that's helped you become successful?
Gratitude every single day. 10 things every single day. Never go a day without it.
What's the best piece of advice you ever received?
Let's see. Oh my gosh. Good question. I would say that dream that's put in your heart is meant to be real. God doesn't play jokes on people, right? I think I had a mentor who was like, Danelle, that dream's in your heart. God's not going, hey, let's make fun of Susie and Jessica and, whatever. It's in there. If you have that dream and you've had that moment, then it's your job to figure out how to make it a reality.
Do you have a favorite online resource like a Dropbox, Evernote, or favorite app on your phone that you could recommend?
Audible. I know everybody knows it, but I'm going to tell you, it's probably so underutilized. One book a month. That's all you got to do. Like every single day, I write gratitude. I listen to 30 minutes to 1 hour every single day. There is no way you can be in the same place next year if you do it.
Yes, Audible's are great. And ML Nation, you can get a free trial to Audible. Go to mlnationbook.com. And speaking about books, what, aside from your book, I Choose Joy, what's 2 or 3 books that you could recommend?
Awesome. Relentless. One of my mentors, Tim Grover, was Michael Jordan's trainer. Relentless, from good to great to unstoppable. That's probably number one. The Success Principles, Jack Canfield, every single day. That's a good one. If you're looking to build online, I would say Contagious is a great one to talk about creating contagious content. There's so many books out there, but those are a couple of my favorites that I try to suggest a lot. Or The Cell, Frederick Eklund. If you're looking at building online, that's a good one. You should get in on Audible because the accent will be a kick in the pants for you.
Awesome. And here's the last question, the $1 million question. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
So imagine you had to start all over again and build a network marketing business. And you knew no one, so you didn't even know your kids. But you had all your current knowledge, skills, and wisdom. What's the first thing you do or the first place you go to build a network marketing business from scratch?
I would start with my list of 251.
Well, you have no list.
I have no list, so I don't know anyone?
No one.
I'm on an island.
You're like an alien that went to another universe. But the Earth was like...
Absolutely.
Like Earth.
Did I know about Facebook?
Yes.
Okay. I would for sure 100% start Facebook Live. Facebook Live consistently is how I built the following that I did, the platform I did, and is how everyone had gotten to know me. I did Friday Night Live every single week. I showed consistency. I trained for an hour. I taught people what I knew. I made them laugh with me, experience life with me, and built a channel to open up every single thing in the world. So that's 100%. If I would start over, just like I do every single day, I'll see you on Facebook Live.
Awesome. As we wrap up, any last words of advice? And then what's the best way listeners can connect with you?
Awesome. Well, thank you for having me. This is awesome. I will tell you, every single one of you, if you took the time to listen to this podcast, which you should listen to them all. Go back, listen. He puts amazing leaders on here. You have access to millions of dollars worth of information. All you have to do is action it with the faith that that was meant to be you. Like I am telling you, you can go from zero to hero as fast as you absolutely want as soon as you decide. I know it sounds corny, but I am not kidding. Over the past 10 years, my life has completely transformed. And that's what I want for you. So I would love to meet all of you. Facebook is the best place to find me. Instagram, you can find me, but every Friday night, 8 p.m. Mountain Time, I train for an hour on anything you can do to build your business online and off and monetize your gifts.
Hey, ML Nation, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And today, you've been hanging out with Superstar, with Danelle Delgado. So keep up the momentum. Go to mlnation.com. Just go to the podcast tab and the show notes or the nuggets of wisdom that Danelle shared. And also the link to her book, I Choose Joy, will be right there. Hey, in order to be successful in business, in life, and network marketing, you must help others. So, Danelle, thanks again for sharing your valuable time with ML Nation. We're grateful to you, and we appreciate you for having a positive impact on millions of distributors worldwide. Thank you so much again, and God bless you.
Absolutely. Cannot wait to see you at the Top Summit. We get to talk together.
Yes, see you there at ML Nation. Go check it out, mlnation.com/summit. You can hang out with Danelle and I. See you there.
Bye.
After